It's the Marc Clarke Morning Show. Healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Preparing students to demonstrate mastery of math state standards can feel like a dull, unending cycle of equations and practice problems. Unengaged, frustrated students can weigh on teacher confidence and lead to uncertainty about overall achievement. Two Ivy League-trained engineers observed this struggle and created a way to transform how students learn the fundamentals of math. Through the innovative Accoletics math program, EDA has helped more than 400,000 students achieve success on state-administered math tests and transformed the academic strategies and performance of schools nationwide. Accoletics' uniquely designed supplemental materials and tools are well aligned to your state standards and provide a clear path to exceed state proficiency standards. Through ongoing professional development, you will uncover common challenges and activate solutions that promise to improve student achievement in your school. By partnering with EDA and choosing Accoletics, you can start to see an unprecedented return on your investment in as little as one school year. Don't procrastinate on giving your teachers the tools to help students achieve their highest math potential. To learn how you can dramatically improve classroom instruction and learning, test scores, and student confidence, call, email, or visit Accoletics online today.
Is that delicious beverage?
Duh.
And welcome to the show, man. We had so many commercials. I had to take a pause. We got so much sponsorship popping off, so many partners. I had to take a pause. What's up, Bootsy Vegas? How you doing this morning, brother?
I'm doing good, Mr. Marc Clarke, aka where the money reside, where the commercial money reside.
Well, look,
okay,
so again, just to recap, so Delicious Beverage, again, go to deliciousbeverage.com, Delicious Tea Lemonade, use my code MARC2020, get your 20% discount. Shout out to Accoletics. Now, Accoletics, so Bootsy, you're one of your many positions. You're an instructor, you're an educator, you teach people. And Bootsy, you know how important math is in the
100%.
community, especially for grade schools. This Accoletics program, especially in Florida, it's killing the game, created by a mathematician, and it really is super effective. So if you watch this show, if you're just watching it and you have any control over math programs in schools, Accoletics, look it up. Athletics, I'm telling you, that's a solution. Cities like Baltimore, DC, New York, Chicago, it's a thing. And you can always tell when something's effective, Boots, because Athletics, the creator, basically targeted the inner city schools initially. And of course, now the white schools are the main clients.
Suburbia areas are now
they're paying for it. They're putting the money on it because it works. Okay. Also, shout out to Royal Moss LLC. I think Royal Moss, I'm not taking credit for Royal Moss blowing up. I'm just saying they have been a partner and things are working out well. And that's
they're still sold out, and they're still sold out of the grape that I can't get. That you keep telling me to go get that I cannot purchase yet.
And that commercial is fire. That commercial is fire. Now that commercial, shout out to, Marc Clarke Media did not do that commercial, but we will take credit for that commercial.
As you should.
We got an exciting show. It's Funny Friday. I know people are trying. I know y'all saying, Mark, if it's supposed to be Funny Friday, why you got on your suspenders? Well, I got business to do, but it's Funny Friday.
You dressing like you about to go to a job interview, my brother. You know what I mean?
At 11 o'clock, things are popping off. So anyway, so to get this show started, we got a banner. I'm talking about, we got world-class comedians on the show. And how I'm going to do it is I'm going to bring them on one by one, give you a little dab of some of their working with. So up first is a legendary comedian, playwright, writer, actor. Howard G has been in these streets for decades.
Kiss my bumper. Kiss my bumper.
And what I love about Howard, he's doing something that I'm trying to do. When you live off your own work, I don't think Howard ain't worked for nobody in decades. And
he just been kissing people's bumpers. That's all.
Kissing bumper. He had that long-term sponsorship. Woo. And here's a little sample. Now, I'm a little biased for this little clip because you'll see why. Here's a little clip from one of his classic plays as Cherry Hill Turns.
Do the camera, because I know you ain't gonna get that film developed.
Yeah, you're right. I got a busy week this week. Yeah. You go ahead and take care of this, all right?
Yeah, you so busy. We'll see how busy you is, boo, when I mess around and send the copies of these pictures to your little wifey poo Rachel.
You do what?
You did what? You did what? Boy, don't be backbiting me. Don't be sad to me, boo. I told you, I'm sending these to Rachel. I'm tired of sneaking around like this, boo. Well, it's time that Rachel knows.
Well, you don't need to be sending nothing to Rachel.
Know what, honey? Girl, you put that rubber fur back in your bag. This is squirrel. This is squirrel.
Hey, don't stop fighting. I'm gonna put this on Jesus. A hoe test, girl. You know what it is. Don't try it.
Now, he's sweet. Now, are you a hoe? No, ma'am. She lied. I seen her downtown last week. Honey, Hershey, are you ladies hoes? A hoe? What's that? Oh, you girls must stay in church. Now, let's go. Are you a hoe?
Baby, I'm going to take the fifth on that. Brandon said my cremate me could see, the Lord through that in the sea of forgiveness. He forgave me for my past.
You know what? Dang on this little hoe checking Rachel. You know, all right, now, me and Booba see.
Howard G, one of his creations. We did that. Used to do that on the radio. We did that. Howard has made a lot of money off As Cherry Hill Turns. Has discovered so many people throughout the years, Howard. You discovered so many people. In fact, one of them you see regularly on television who played my wife in that scene. Howard, you know who this is.
Hey, honey. How you doing?
It's been a long week.
Ooh, I feel you. I was just about to hop into a hot shower so I can relax a little.
You read my mind. I can't wait to get home to my Old Spice Relax with Lavender.
So Gabby, Howard, she played what was the character?
She played Rachel, your wife, in Cherry Hill Turns.
And look at that. One of many.
Oh yeah, she was on The Game. She was she played with what's the boy from
look at us, we old people.
Yeah, I can't even think of his name. She played his sister on a sitcom Rosewood. She was in Rosewood.
Yep.
And
she played Whitney
Houston. A lot of other things.
Whitney Houston also.
Yes,
But,
she played Whitney Houston in the Bobby Brown story. Yep.
Yep. And so Howard, I'm bringing them on because I've got a banner crew of comedians on the show.
But first, before you did, Mark, I wanna thank Roland Martin for having me on this show. Oh, that's not the Roland Martin show. My bad. Marc Clarke. Oh, Marc Clarke. My bad. Oh.
Okay. Hey, it's Funny Friday. That's what you do. That's what you do. Up next, another one of our favorite comedians.
And then, ladies, this is coming from a God, okay? A grown-ass woman, darling. Please, ladies, stop going to church looking for husbands. Stay with me, stay with me, stay with me, because y'all like, what's wrong with that? That's a good thing. Good men are in church. The Bible says, he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. Not she that putteth on thine tighteth jeaneth. And slide thine asseth across thine peweth. Findeth a husband. You ever see that? You ever been to a church and big sister try to get in the pew and we so ignorant we won't all get up and slide down one? We got to get the porn situation going on in the pew. Got the ass going by, your husband just got saved. He ain't used to all this. And this comes sliding by talking about, excuse me, praise the Lord. Excuse me, praise the Lord. And he ain't never got the Holy Ghost. Hallelujah! Hallelujah!
Michelle is in the building. What's going on, indie mommy of comedy? How you doing, love?
Hey, Mark, can you hear me?
I can hear you and see you. Lovely as always. In fact, Michelle, I told you the story before. When Howard had me in the play, I think Michelle, Michelle's too busy. So I think you were supposed to play my wife originally.
She supposed to be Rachel. Yep. She was so busy.
Howard was like, yo.
She quietly declined my offer. She said, Howard, I'm so sorry.
Howard said, hey, do you know Michelle, man? She is fine. She going to be your wife. I was like, ooh. And then Michelle didn't show up. It's okay.
You know what, Howard, that was a soft, I'm sorry. That was a soft no. It wasn't a decline. It was a
soft no.
It was a soft no.
That phrase in there. Okay, I got it. I like what you did there.
It was just a soft no because there were some other things that were happening at the time. Typically I was pregnant all the time, so you don't know what was going on.
Yeah, true that. I could have wrote that in the play.
We got another comedian to add to the group. Oh my goodness, this brother right here. Well, he doesn't need an introduction. Here he is.
Is weak. You want to catch a man cheating? Easy. Call his best friend. Yeah, because this ninja ain't ready. He gonna give up too much information. He ain't ready. You call him. Hello? You seen T? Nah. I ain't seen T all week. All week? Really? That's funny. He said y'all was going bowling. I'm like, bowling? I never go bowling. Thank you, idiot. Click. You busted, my man. Try to catch a girl with the same technique. Never work. The team is tight. Oh, yeah, like these chicks had a huddle before it happened. Her best friend ready for this call. This bitch like a surgeon on call. They ain't even speaking for 6 months. Don't matter. She waiting on this call. Hello? You seen Teresa? Oh, yeah, hold on. We playing cards. She right here. Click. Hang up on your ass. Call Teresa. He looking for you, bitch. Teresa call you back before you can click over. What? I'm playing cards. You feel bad. My bad. My bad. My bad.
Talent, the comedian. Talent. We can't hear you. We can't hear you, Talent.
Unmute your mic, Talent.
Let me unmute myself. What up, kings and queen? What up?
What's going on, Talent? It's just comedy.
Don't take it personal, baby. It's all good. How y'all?
What's up, Talent?
Man, we got. I'm just blessed that you guys all said yes, man. And last but not least, one of our another family member. Here he is.
come to New York, you pay attention to homeless people because they more talented than me. You get on the train, it's like the guy come in with his old coat and he be like, excuse me, this evening I'd like to do some poetry for you guys. And you're like, why is this motherfucker published? This shit was great. One time I was at the subway and there was a homeless guy tap dancing his ass off. I'm talking like Savion Glover, Nicholas Brothers. I mean, he was like, clack, 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 and I looked at his feet. He had no fucking shoes on. I said, God damn! It was his hard, crusty ass feet. I was like, I'm not cut out for this shit. The homeless guy is better than me. How the fuck I'm gonna make it in New York?
Caster joins us. Larry, what's up, my brother?
What's up, man? What's going on, beautiful people? This look like the Black Brady Bunch. Like we all should just look up and shit. Hey, Mark, are you wearing suspenders?
Yes, I got my braces on, man, just in case.
Like, why are you wearing suspenders with no pants on? We know nobody, only Michelle probably the only person that's got pants on. The men, we come with the top and that's it. You look like Baldwin and James sitting there like.
So Larry, y'all, you try to say all of y'all be on camera, Winnie the Pooh in it? You just Winnie Pooh, y'all just all Winnie the Pooh.
Mark looked like a blackjack dealer in a illegal card gambling ring or some shit. You know them
hit me, baby, hit me.
Yeah, when you knock on the door, be like, who that? It's Rufus. And they slide you in and shit. Like,
No, don't do that, Mark. You look good, man. You look like you're auditioning for Harlem Nights, too.
Mark looked like Illinois Gordon from Hoodlum and shit. Like, how you doing?
Old Illinois Gibson.
Like an extra from Hoodlum.
and Howard, you look like you've been knocking on doors in the neighborhood asking, can you shovel snow and shit? Like,
I'm just sitting outside this CVS grade snatch this ATM machine.
Well, this is why Funny Friday, and you know what I love about this is that we are all family. And shout out to Talent.
Yes.
You know, everybody else, you know, we know each other from Baltimore, the DMV. When I was in New York for 3 years, Talent came on with the Kings of New York, and Talent, man, you know, first of all, Talent, everybody in New York knows Talent, and Talent knows everybody in New York. But the thing about Talent that I love is we all fell in love years ago when we first saw him, and then just comedy and Def Comedy Jams. And at that point, we didn't have a relationship with him. But the great thing about Talent is just like he connected and he felt like you knew him on stage, he's that same dude in person. And just like y'all, last minute, I hit Talent and said, hey, can y'all be on tomorrow? Talent's like, I got you. And dude, I love you, man. When I was in New York, Talent looked out for me. And dude, I just want to say what a blessing I'm glad I'm in your universe. And again, look how powerful the world is. You know, TV brings us all together because again, we all feel like we knew Talent right off the rip. And I got
a question for Talent though. Talent, what is your government name, man? It's something like that. Bartholomew.
Why are you all in his life? I'm trying to figure out.
I just want to know. I always want to know his real government name.
I know his name, and I ain't telling nobody.
It's Bartholomew.
Talent. He got Warren Spender. You worry about his name.
Bartholomew Xavier Malcolm III.
Well, I know he want to know. When you grow up with a name Howard, you want to know everybody's name.
Right.
You know, how did I get the raffle? How did I pick out the Howard ticket? I got a simple first name, James, bro.
Really? I never knew that.
James Talent Harris. And my son, who's doing comedy 3 years now, his first name is Talent. So Talent's a middle name. Talent's his first name. So I'm James Talent. He Talent James. You know what I mean?
You named your son Talent for real.
Yes, sir.
The reality is, it was a self-fulfilling prophecy. His son is his son is nice. He's gonna actually be. I host a residency in the East Village of Manhattan, and myself and Brooklyn Mike Troy. His son will be there tomorrow at Acoustic Comedy. So
here we go.
His son is nice. His son is nice.
His son got real talent.
My son gonna be better than me, I guarantee.
Hey, let me tell y'all something. Michelle makes everything sound better than what it is. Like, I'm gonna tell you something. We got rooms. Michelle has a residency. You understand?
Residency, right?
Right.
It ain't Vegas.
Michelle,
We talk.
Michelle, like, I drink, but Michelle has cocktails. You understand?
Right.
Like,
Right.
her shit is always a little different.
Right.
But you know what? And you know what? That has been probably a challenge, Michelle, because Michelle has always been the smartest person in the room since she started this journey.
Oh yeah, she's a master.
And Michelle, it's so funny when I watch you in different rooms. I see you. You have to adjust the temperature to bring it down to. Am I in high school, junior college, masters, or am I? And Michelle, how is that journey? In addition to being a woman and being fine, Michelle, I had to crack up because me and Michelle have had conversations, and being a woman with comedians, they all come at you at some point. So Michelle has to balance that.
No, I'm gonna put myself on blast. I'm gonna put myself on blast because I'm on my grown woman. I'm 50 plus and fooling us, right? So I'm gonna tell the truth, right?
Break it down.
The reality is this. I was pregnant most of my comedy career. That's all it is. Right? I was married for 2 decades. I was pregnant all the time. Every time I went out for auditions, I tried out for like Def Jam 8 times, feel like. And I was pregnant every time. I only got 3 kids. Y'all do the math. Y'all kind of slow figure it out. But what I'm saying is this. I promise you, being married all through that journey, right? I left college. And Talent knows this. Me, Talent, Tony Robbins did a run years ago. In Jersey and New York, right? And I don't think I had started having babies yet, but it seemed like after that run, it was my first taste of just like really working the rooms, just working clubs with T and Tony. You can't be in a better situation than working on the road with Tony Robbins and Talent and Mike Troy, right? So I'm out there, and right after that, it seemed like I just started having babies. I don't know what to do with my husband, right? I don't know if my husband was on a mission to be like, oh, you try and be a star? I don't know what that was, but I stayed pregnant. Bob Sumner used to be like, you still pregnant? I'm like, yo, I get what's name on the regular. I'm married, yo. I get what's name on the regular. But the reality is this. I called Mark one day at the end of that institution. I was inside for 20 years, right? I'm out now on good behavior. My husband not so much, but I'm out on good behavior, right? I called Mark the day I'm supposed to be on Mark's show, true story. And I said, Mark, I can't do this no more. I'm going to end up in prison for catching a charge because I'm not violent, but I'm saying, you don't push me because I'm close to the edge type. So to answer your question, Mark helped me get my freedom papers. He don't even know this. But it's because of Mark. Mark, find a lie. I called Mark crying because I was supposed to be on the show. And I knew that if I didn't get some legal help, that I was going to end up in the penitentiary. Because, I'm from Baltimore originally. Now I'm in Brooklyn. You put Baltimore and Brooklyn together, you're going to jail. So it's like he helped me get out of the institution. So to answer your question, I'm really just starting to feel it. Although y'all see me on stuff. Y'all see me on Comic View. Y'all see me on Nickelodeon, Stars, True TV. But remind y'all, I was breastfeeding in between every show. Ain't nobody gonna like what I'm saying. I was breastfeeding between every show. Like, it was no place for me to pull my titty out on stage. I had to like go in closets, go behind the stage in the back. Then I had this nasty ass breast pump, squeezing my titties. It wasn't sexy. It wasn't sexy. So
you said it wasn't
really trying to get at me with this leaking ass titty. So I had a whole lot of stuff that was keeping me from getting jammed up. Then I run into Talent years later after I got out the institution. All my kids got facial hair, even my daughters, but we're working on that. So I get out the institution, right? Talent gonna say to me, we in Brooklyn. He probably don't remember. We was at Eastville Comedy Club. He gonna say some slick stuff. She was supposed to be my wife. Man, you don't shut your ass up. I did that, T. I did that, and look at how that turned out. So all I'm saying is, I was basically protected all through the beginnings of my comedy career because I believed in marriage and family. So I never got jammed up. I ain't got no bodies on me. Find a lie. Ain't not one of y'all know what the inside of my ovaries look like. Not one of y'all.
Woo!
I got no bodies on me. I never got on my knees for nobody except for the pre-form. Come on, help me out. I was praying on my knees, but wasn't nothing else going down. So it's like I really had to find a way to navigate this because it wasn't any women in comedy who were married with a family, a couple of degrees. And so the things that I had to do, I had to create it for myself because wasn't nobody really giving me any ops. So when I got to New York, I started being in the theater festivals. I would write my one-woman plays and perform them and go to Off-Broadway, 42nd Street. I started winning awards and stuff. And I was like, you know what? Since none of these whore-ass dudes gonna put me on.
Right.
None of these punk-ass, whore-ass dudes gonna give me a shot except for the shot that I already had 3 times and I don't want no trouble. I decided to write my own stories and put myself up on stage. And then I would use my relationships in corporate to underwrite all my stuff. You know, so I love all y'all dudes, but y'all was trash. All y'all was trash. All of y'all was trash. And now
I tried to put you on, Michelle.
Still trash.
I tried to put you on.
You know what? And all I heard was you pull your titty out. That's all I heard.
All we heard, Michelle, was pull your titty out on your knees and inside the ovaries.
The only thing I'm gonna say is this, though. What I'm grateful for is in the midst of coming out of being in, that institution so long, I got out with my edges in the waistline, so I'm still winning, right? So it's like I still got options, I got opportunity, and
all's well that is well.
All is well. Look, so I could still catch one if I wanted to, right? I could get, except for Mark, because he married to my soror. But all y'all busters, I could get at y'all if I wanted to. I really wanted to.
Can you still have children too?
Now, you know what, Michelle, it's interesting. It's funny because I think all of us have kids. All of us have seen degrees of success. All of us have friends and associates that have, quote unquote, I guess, made it. I think all of us are respected in our craft, right?
Right.
And so it is interesting. I think having the kids and they're doing their thing and living the life, I think give us some takeaways, guys. I think a lot of times people like us struggle in moments when we make that mistake and we know so-and-so who probably is just as talented, or even say that we're just as talented as they are, but their bank account is much bigger than our bank account. And sometimes we can get distracted by that. I remember one time I had a moment, I don't ever do it again, because God said, okay, I'm gonna show you. One time, my wife, whose first boyfriend is actor Jeffrey Wright, right? And then Steve Harvey, we were
Mark, you got to give some backstory. Jeffrey Wright has played in every movie in the universe, and he played Basquiat he played Basquiat. He played Martin Luther King. He done played everything. The dude is amazing.
007.
Not to take nothing. I'm not rubbing it in. All I'm saying is,
I was just about to say, as if Mark wasn't already trying to make a story about how you could be insecure. You was like, let me go ahead and bring it home.
I'm just Fred. I'm just adding context. I'm adding context.
Right. And he was a stripper in Magic Mike.
You adding racism.
Right.
The man just told you trying to get over this shit.
Opposite of Denzel.
At the Congressional Black Caucus, it's Jeffrey Wright and Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey's in my field, of course, radio. And at the time I was in Baltimore, Big Fat Morning Show, and I was, doing well in Baltimore. I'm making 300,000 plus. Thing was good. I got the wife. But I remember it's the only time, if I'm honest, I don't really do this, but I had a moment of, I won't say envy, but a part of me said to God, I wish I was doing better, right? I wish I was doing better. And that moment, that weekend, it was like Terrence Howard was there. He had just won his award, and Jeffrey was telling a story about he told Terrence to get out of his own way. He got out of his own way, and he won that Oscar. And so I was looking around at the fame, and I was caught up a little bit. And so then when I got back, I lost my job at 92Q. So that was a great reminder. God was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. You don't want this little piece of job? Okay, let me take that 300,000. Now you at home. Now next year you make 25,000. So I no longer look at anybody else when I compare myself to things. I stand on what I have. And what I have is amazing friends, amazing family, amazing life, right? And so what do you all do? Because again, talent, Michelle, Larry, you got Bootsy. You guys, we know friends who are multimillionaires. How do you balance it? What do you say about it?
I say this first and foremost: making it is what you make it. So everybody's making it ain't the same. You know what I mean? Like I got guys who got into this just for TV, film, and to be a star in that. Right. When I got into this, I fell in love with comedy. I fell in love with stand-up comedy, traditional comedy. I wanted to be the best guy on the stage every time I step in the room or the hall, and I've always worked on that. So making it to me was this past year made 30 years in the game. I made it. It's 30 years later, and you still see talent everywhere. You still see talent everywhere. My name's still in circles. I'm still getting booked. Like, I'm not. Here's the thing: there's two sides of this as a comedian. It's a realm where you're always making phone calls to get booked, and when your phone's always ringing to book you. If you on the side of your phone always ringing to book you, you're still making it. You're still you made it. You know what I mean? Along with everybody along the way. I like that I'm friends with the Mike Epps and the Kevin Harts and all those people and the Ellen DeGeneres. You love that you met these people in your journey in the Chappelles, because to me, that's comedy, entertainment, money in the bank. That's an account you don't touch. That's your savings. Just knowing these people, because you know that you can never really go rock bottom. As long as other people are winning financially, that's money in your karma bank. But you don't count money as making it. If you count money as making it, you're always going to be doing this. You're always going to be battling depression. God forbid you kill yourself. We've seen it. We've seen people take themselves out. We've seen people be in wrong predicaments where they get harmed. If you hear and you're able to get up there and do what you love to do, you made it. Now, if you got other steps like, oh, I want to do movies, I want to do TV, I want to do radio. Like radio, I just did an interview last night. And one of the most unknown things about radio, if you've never had an actual official radio job, you just think it's a regular job. The man said right there, he in that market making $300,000 a year. You know how many people in corporate not touching $300,000 a year, and they got suits on and they're in the big corporate rooms and board meetings and stuff like that. When I did my first official radio contract, I couldn't believe the money. So I wasn't going to leave radio. I had to figure out how to incorporate that in the structure of my comedy goals and stuff like that. But you already made it. The fact that we're here, and when he hit me last night and texted me, every name he put in there, you guys, I know all you guys. I know all you guys, you know, emphatically, I know y'all for real. So it's like, okay, y'all still in the game. This man called. We didn't wake up and go, hey, Mark, when you doing the show on YouTube? I need to get on here. He called. His brain said, funny Friday. Let me call Michelle. Let me call Larry. Let me call Al. Let me call all my peoples. And we rose to the occasion. Thank God we're here. But you here, you made it. Trust. Trust and believe.
That's good stuff. And the other piece of it too, though, Mark, is that, again, I got to go back to coming from a space as a woman in this industry, right? How audacious it was in me to leave something so secure like a PhD. I'm a year away from getting my PhD. I leave that to be a comedian, right? I'm like, yes, I'm gonna be a comedian. And then I get kidnapped, right? By love, marriage, motherhood. Now, I never left the PhD to be nobody's wife or mother. I left to stand flat foot behind a mic and tell jokes. Like talent, I love comedy. I fell on comedy. I was told I was funny. I've been this way since I was in 3rd grade. I didn't know you could actually make a living doing something like this that you love, because it ain't really no precedent for Black women outside of the great Jackie Moms Mabley that was actually getting real bag from being funny, right? And she had to fake everybody out and make them let them think that she was slow and old. Moms Mabley was slick, wore fur coats, traveled the world, had women and men kissing her in the mouth. I ain't find a lie. Had men and women trying to kiss her in the mouth. And so there was not a lot of precedent for me. So to Talon's point, when I fell in love with comedy, I fell hard. But the thing about being a woman is then when you fall in love and somebody say they want to marry you forever, you like, I'm going to ride this and comedy. So the point I'm making is I didn't even have anybody to model myself behind, because the women that were in comedy, they were a different kind. Y'all know, I never came out really like urban, like a lot of profanity and all that. I just did what I do. And people used to be like, so are you a gospel comedian? I said, if you don't shut your goof ass, how the hell you a gospel comedian? Like, do you got a gospel NBA player? Is there a gospel? Shut your goof ass up. I'm a comedian that has a command of the English language and lots of Spanish as well. Fix your mind. So it's just like, it took so long for me to find my space because I didn't have a real cookie cutter precedent. And now what I'm up against is everybody following, right? I was in the game where you had to get on the mic and you had to be funny. So now we in a situation now where we have to actually work harder and compete against these cats that's doing 3-second videos and getting 90 million followers because they got their finger in their hands and they singing the song at the same time. And, you know, so it's like the paradigms keep shifting. But to Talon's point, what I've always been blessed to do is be able to monetize my gift. So there's a way where I would put myself in a position to be. When I did that show for Michelle Obama on a surprise, that thing blew me away. I didn't even know she was going to be there. I've been in rooms, like Talon said, with people that I just could have never believed that God would put me. Larry knows this. I went to the White House, met Barack Obama. Never knew it was with my husband, but that ain't the point. It's just like, the point I'm making is if you keep the relationships, right, and you keep working and you write yourself in, at some point when you are ready, everything just shifts and you just keep on moving, keep on moving, keep on moving. So it is what it is. I'm not jealous of nobody because I don't know what I had to do to get where they got. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Some of the stuff that some of the women in our industry had to do, I don't want no parts of it. So I just stay in my lane and I just work harder and smarter than the next one. That's all.
There you go.
Larry?
Yeah, for me, Michelle was so long, I kind of forgot the question.
Oh, you're such a hater, yo. You are such a hater.
No, that's my sister right there.
Larry
man.
is a
so
y'all know Larry's a serial monogamous and a serial hater.
I know exactly what she's talking about because I've been on that journey with her. And I definitely understand, like, when you take the road less traveled and you come in this business with integrity, you're not trying to step on people and not necessarily do whatever it takes to make it. You got to define, like Talon said, what making it is for yourself. And I had to, because, you know, when I first came in the game, I just fell in love with comedy. I just wanted to be funny. People told me I was funny all my life. I never thought I could get paid for it, just like Michelle said. And one night I went to an open mic comedy night and asked the guys, like, look, man, how I get started? And they told me, look, sell these tickets. You know, everybody always start with the goddamn Howard G, right? They call it the Howard G now, Howard. Whenever people ask you to sell tickets, like, you created a term in the Urban Dictionary. Whenever anybody asks you to sell something for people to see you and you the one working, they don't even call it pimping no more. They call it Howard G. So the thing is,
congrats, Howard.
So I first got Howard G by some guys who wasn't even Howard G. Stacey Carver and Jay Phillips, and I got in the open mic competition. I won, and I've been doing comedy ever since. And so, you know, I wanted the fame. I wanted to be, you know, I wanted the all of this stuff. But like Michelle always say, life shows up, and I really wanted to focus on fatherhood. So I was like, okay, how can I be a responsible father and still pursue my dream? Because I can't go to New York and live out my car. I can't go to California, live on my car when my son needs shoes and milk. He don't want to hear that shit, daddy trying to make it. And what a lot of people do is they go do that and then they make it and they spend their whole time trying to make up for that shit. The years they weren't there. They spoil their kids, they buy them everything. But you can't replace that time when you miss those first steps, when you miss your kids saying daddy for the first time, when you miss taking them to school, when you miss all these different things. You can't get that time back. And then what you end up is raising dysfunctional ass people. You rich and famous, but your kids in a lifelong therapy session. So rather than to do that, I chose to stay here, keep my feet planted, be a good dad, and still pursue my dream. And of course, I had to modify what success was by doing that, because it's only but so far you're gonna make it in Baltimore. You understand what I'm saying? Even traveling and doing different things, you got to kind of figure out what works for you. And so my thing is, when I leave here, people can say I gave back to the game. I mentored just about every young comic that's come through Baltimore, even some in DC. I never fucked nobody. I never gave nobody.
Hello. You never.
I mean that.
Okay. Yeah. Larry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Everybody else knew what that meant, Michelle, except your ass gonna act like you ain't understand what that meant.
I'm not going to say nothing because Larry accuses me of talking too much. So I ain't saying nothing about who
Mark.
Larry has had intercourse
See,
with.
even saying that shit, like, it's just like I ain't gonna say, you know.
I ain't gonna say it.
Right.
I'm not gonna get in the doghouse.
While saying that.
Hey, friend, notice Talent ain't saying nothing.
Hey, look.
He just smiling real hard.
Me and Talent then cross paths without being in the same room.
I'm sure.
You mean cross ass?
Yeah, me and Talent then cross paths.
Wait a minute, people. Let's be honest here. All right. I'm staying in a hotel right now where the coffee is free. Right.
Right.
It's a perk of the job.
Yeah. It is.
It's a perk.
Y'all call it perks. If it was me, it's prostitution. I'm gonna need y'all to get your words right.
It's like prostitution. You chose a different route. This is the life we chose.
Called perks.
It's like
it's prostitution with her. Ain't nobody tell you to put a charge on it. Ain't nobody tell you to just go and give it up free. It's not prostitution.
Right.
If I do it and get a look like I end up on a movie or on a show, it's prostitution. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all can fix it up real nice.
But me
is selling ass to be on camera. Sir.
We wasn't having sex with anybody who could further our career though. You understand?
Thank you.
Look at y'all.
I like that. Preach, brother, preach.
Wait a minute.
We was giving back. We was giving back. You understand?
Notice Howard saying nothing because he's.
I'm just waiting for my turn, baby. I'm just waiting for my turn.
Yes.
I'm waiting for my time, baby. Waiting for my time.
Yes,
Who
you're right.
Sex with Howard in that outfit though. Howard looked like a cat murderer.
Let me tell you how you stay out of trouble. Every time you have sex on the road with a chick, once you get finished, you say, "Yo, I'm just playing." Look,
Yeah, that's right.
So Howard, same question for you, my brother.
Well, let me just start by saying what God has for you, it is for you. Let me just say that.
Right to God, huh? Right to God, right?
That's right, baby. I gotta bring them in. None of y'all heathens didn't do it, so I would do it for y'all.
And Howard, sell these tickets.
Yeah. None of you Muslims didn't do it, so I had to do it for y'all.
Sell these tickets, Howard.
You know what? I want to just a quick point.
None of you atheists didn't do it, so I had to do it for y'all.
I had so many stars.
Michelle used to be one of us, but she's been lost on the road somewhere. Now she's with the Illuminati and all that other stuff. I know what she's doing. It's cool. It's all right. I understand, Michelle. You got to do what you got to do to feed your family. I understand that. But listen, I will put God first. And like I said, my thing is, when I started comedy, I found that I had other talent besides just comedy. I found that I could write and I could direct. So my thing, where I wanted to lead more into stage play writing sitcoms, movies, and things of that nature. I still got a script that I wrote for all of y'all in it. I mean, it's funny because even Michelle was supposed to be in, Larry was supposed to be in it. We had all the Baltimore comedians supposed to be in it. It's supposed to be a big hit stage play sitcoms that I was working on. But my thing is, I like to write and produce and put other people in the spotlight besides myself. Now, comedy help pays the bills, but I'm one of the people, I like to be behind the scenes. And all y'all can say that because I'm one of the people, I'm back in the cut. Even when I write my plays, I don't make myself the star. I always make it for other people to be the star, not me. Because I want to, like I said, make other people shine. And let me be the one to go to the bank.
And they're more likely to sell tickets.
And what I loved about Howard, I love that you could always get a little bit of man cleavage from him. He always just right above his navel, and you could get a little man cleavage and a couple little pieces of taco meat hair. I like you were consistent with that man cleavage, and
don't forget about the gold chain, with the cross on it, baby. Got the gold chain.
I appreciate about you. Don't let Howard get on the show because he's gonna wear the credential for 2 years. Howard will walk around with his Def Jam credential on at every show in Baltimore when I was in college. I was like, they taping Def Jam again because Howard never took his potential off. My final lie, Larry, was Howard walk around with man cleavage, taco meat hair, a Def Jam credential, and a herringbone chain, and then he would do push-ups before every show, so he would let you know he about to kill a stage, and then he get up there and tell you,
hey, me, and you also, how you wasn't the only one breastfeeding between shows. Howard did something too.
Go ahead, Howard. Tell your story.
So this morning, Howard coming to us from a mobile group home. Look at the mobile.
Yeah. Howard looked like he driving a mobility bus. And he's trying to block out the people in the back.
He driving a Cesaride, Taylor. He driving a Cesaride.
He bringing back the bookmobile. Remember the bookmobile?
The bookmobile.
Hey, I got these ATM machines on the back of my truck. We only drop them off at.
So Stephen has a good question, and for me, I had a chance to do television after being in radio for song. I love this question. I want to ask you guys. Great life. Any of you made it as far as you initially dreamed, and then realized you got more dreaming to do? I just want to interject real quick. What I realized I wanted to do radio my whole life, right? Then after in my 40s, I realized it's important to keep on dreaming. Like, I wanted to do this, I did it. And then you get to the point and you're like, okay, what's next? And I was thinking we probably every 5 years probably need to think about what the future looks like, especially in this kind of future. But have you guys ever ran into that? Like, I'm enjoying television now. I'm like, wow, why didn't I do this earlier? Have you done that talent you talked about? Like you said, being happy with comedy, and you talent actually could go so many ways, acting, good looking guy, whatever. So, have you ever, is it just comedy or is it other stuff too?
Well, talent. Real quick. Don't nobody remember seeing talent on the big screen in Sunset Park?
I've had a chance to do 9 films, several television, close to 100 television appearances, radio, of course, for 20-something years. And so I've hit all the realms that go along with this. But the problem I found was I thought I wanted to do those things because what I didn't understand from afar is I thought they were just as challenging. But none of that stuff is as challenging as hitting the stage, a different stage every night, of the week. Comedy, stand-up comedy stays challenging. Like, unless you're one of those remedial comics that get a one set and they're gonna rock out the rest of their life with that. Like, I'm a natural ability comic. So I'm always challenged by every stage, every city. Like right now, I'm in Arizona. Like something totally left. I'll be in 6 cities in 5 days by doing this thing, but it stays challenging. When I did a movie and hit the big screen, I was like, oh my God, I'm doing a movie. And it's Danny DeVito and Rhea all this. I was excited, but after I did the movie, I was like, it's cool, but it wasn't challenging. I read somebody else's work on a paper. I memorized it. I acted out what that character was supposed to be. But when I go and do, say, the Def Jam, say the comic, say the Apollo, these are things that had to be on my toes. It wasn't a gimme. It wasn't an automatic. It was like, I don't know which way this is going to go. Is it going to be good, bad, bland? Is it going to be standing ovation? We don't know. Each time is like a snowflake. There's no 2 snowflakes the same. So even though I thought there was these other challenges and goals, as I started to accomplish them, I started to come right back to comedy and focus on stand-up because it was the only thing that, for lack of a better term, I couldn't beat. It was like Evander Holyfield Tyson, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It never ends.
Wow. Anybody else? I mean, that's a great response. And I think that's the thing that I think, as somebody who always admired you guys, and you guys have known, I tried comedy. I think I'm funny. But like you said, talent, you guys came from an era where you had to be funny. Michelle, you said it. You had to earn. You couldn't just get on and be on the mic, And so time and time from Lavelle Crawford back in St. Louis to Larry to Howard have all said to me, hey, man, hey, man, good job, man. Keep working on it. But that kind of looked like, yeah, you got a long way to go. And it was like, and that made me, but now you say, like you said, Michelle, now people, they get on stage, and a lot of them have never even been on stage, and they get paid more than the headliners because of their followers. But
because of the social media aspect of comedy now. And I always think about, like, what would Jesus be in the social media age, and he only had 12 followers. So the thing
He's
is,
here all week, ladies and gentlemen.
the thing for me is I discovered that I love doing radio. And I got to thank Mark for introducing me to that, because you were the first one who opened your platform to me and would let me come in and sit in for you when you was on vacation and stuff like that. And through the midst of that, I fell in love with radio. And now I have my own radio show on 88.9 WEAA Morgan Station. And I do Throwback Saturdays every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And I just love music because I grew up with music in the household. Right. I grew up with, before they had black radio, where you had to listen to ABBA and Queen, along with Lou Rawls and Natalie Cole and all of these kind of things. So I grew up in that era before they had the black radio station. So you really, your musical taste had to be very eclectic. And so now I get to apply that with my show, and I just love doing it. And so I always tell people, and it's important in the black community that we entertain, educate, and inform. And I think because radio is such a dying medium, we have to kind of keep it alive, because Spotify is not going to speak to the community. Even though it's a great medium, Pandora is not going to speak to the community. And so these things are still necessary. But with black radio, it's kind of disappointing, because you hear the same 5 songs every hour. You hear the same foolishness, Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B, and these songs that are training our sisters to be, with this slut and hoe culture. And it started with the rap culture, with I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna have your grandmother licking my balls, and if you say something, I'm gonna stab you. All this foolishness. And you can always tell the mindset of a people by their art. So it's, for me, I try to do what we used to do, the music we used to play, and talk about the things that we used to talk about, and try to offset some of that negativity.
Look, guys, I got to wrap it up because I have an interview. But let's go around and everybody say what you're doing.
I think what happened was Al Roker called and said he wanted his outfit back.
Okay, now seriously, guys, should I lose? I do have an interview with a television station. Should I lose the suspenders for this Zoom interview, or
no? Keep them.
You say
put a towel. Put a towel on.
I say put a towel on and lose the suspenders.
Okay.
Don't listen to Bootsy.
Michelle.
I say I don't think you should put a tie on, Mark. You're not a tie guy, so I don't think you should misrepresent yourself in this first introduction, right?
Talent. Take the one, the one from the left. Bring that joint, right? No, you look fine.
Okay, guys, go around. What you doing?
Hey, Mark, all jokes aside, use the suspenders, put a tie on.
Right.
Okay.
You're going for a radio interview, you're going for TV, put the tie on.
That's right. And Mark, get rid of your weed man Boosie. Get him off the line too. You don't need him more than when you're doing an interview. You're the only person I know that got your own weed man with you. Hey, who brings your weed man to the job, man, to an interview?
Okay, y'all. Where can people catch you, and what's going on?
Hey, listen, I'm gonna go first. Constantly on tour. Look for the tour to revamp this year. We're shooting the New York Kings comedy tour. Myself, Capone, Rob Stapleton, Mark Vieira will be holding it down, coming to a city near you, and definitely be out there, coming to the Bmore DMV area, making it happen. All you guys hit me up when we get off of here. Mark, send me everybody's number, man, because y'all right down the road from Harrisburg, and I got the sweetest situation, weekend Wednesdays in Harrisburg.
Awesome.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
All right, thanks, Talent. Who's next?
All right. Howard G, of course, guys, I got my birthday show coming up February the 18th. 2 shows. It's going to be in Towson at the American Legion. Our very own, your boy right there, Larry Lancaster, is going to be headliner for me. Hit me up on Facebook, Howard Gaskins, on Instagram, Gaskins Howard 5. If you see a picture of me and Mike Epps, that's my old page. I got hacked. Don't fall for that. The guy going to ask you for money. I got hacked. He gonna try to hit you up. It's old. Don't worry about it. The picture of me and Dave Chappelle is the new page that I got out. That's me. So look for me. All right.
Them Nigerians finally got to Howard. They got
Yeah, they hacked me good, Mark. They hacked me good. They could turn $100 into $5,000. They hacked me.
Well, Howard, we appreciate you, brother. Thank you for putting this all together back in the day, brother. Peace out. All right, Michelle.
So you guys can catch me in New York. I'm based out in New York working. I have a monthly residency, as Larry joked, but it's called Acoustic Comedy. It's the only industry showcase day show in the East Village of Manhattan at St. Mark's Comedy Club, right there at St. Mark's Place. Myself and Mike Troy host that together. We have industry insiders come in, and we actually have some of the best comics that are doing it in the industry come through to try out their new stuff. It's definitely an industry show.
It's a great room.
Acoustic comedy at St. Mark's,
residency.
St. Mark's Comedy Club. And then guys, follow me at Michelle Comedy because I'll be in Philly. I've got shows coming up all up and down the East and West Coast. But I do want you guys to follow me at Michelle Comedy. And that way you can keep up on all of the appearances and also be on the lookout for the monthly showcase in Brooklyn, Mic Check. So make sure you guys come out to that as well.
Oh, and I'm happy Founders Day too, me.
Thanks.
Was that yesterday or is it
was
today?
yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm still wearing red.
I see you, me. I see you.
I see you ganging.
And Larry, were you doing anything other than the show?
Well, don't say it like other than the show.
Not mean like that. You know what I'm saying?
Other than that bullshit, you got anything meaningful to say?
No, I didn't say that.
No, I got a comedy show tonight. But I'm gonna plug the radio show one more time. It's Throwback Saturdays with Larry Lancaster and Mike Nice. It's 88.9 WEAA. You can go to WEAA.org and live stream it on any streaming device. So you don't have to use conventional radio. And it's every Saturday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon. And we play the great stuff that we grew up on. We got funny segments. We got educational segments. We got a Black History fact. And like I said, we entertain, educate, and inform. So make sure you check us out.
Awesome. Look, thank you so much, y'all. Love you. Bootsy Vegas. Look, man. Have a great weekend, and we will see y'all soon. And again, thank you so much, y'all. Be blessed.
I love y'all, man. Peace out.
Love you, Mark.
All right. Love you too, baby.